Ahead of the summer transfer window, with question marks over the futures of Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino, it was always likely to be a summer of change for Liverpool. Not only could it mark a changing of the guard to the traditional front three, much of that work already having been done with the signings of Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz, but behind the scenes, change was coming too. After more than a decade leading the Reds recruitment team, sporting director Michael Edwards was to leave, with assistant sporting director Julian Ward stepping up to replace him, as confirmed by Liverpool back in November. As the Reds work on finalising a potentially club record signing in the shape of Darwin Nunez, we examine the role Ward has played behind the scenes as he announces his succession to one of European football's most high-profile roles. As can be expected, bringing Nunez to Anfield for a deal worth potentially €100 million has not by any means been a simple task, with the Reds facing plenty of competition to secure the services of one of world football's hottest young prospects. While PSG, Real Madrid and Manchester City have all been fighting it out for the likes of Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, Julian Ward has cleverly been working on bringing together a culmination of his contacts built up through a career's worth of networking to get Liverpool their man. 40-year-old Ward has a background in sports science, which he studied at John Moores University. During this time, he also served as a professional footballer with Morecambe. His career within the game continued further down the line in Northern Ireland, representing Larne and Lisbon Distillery. He became a performance analyst for the FA in 2001, before joining Prozone, the pioneer of performance analysis in sport, a year later. Crucially, Ward's first big opportunity arose in August 2008, becoming head of analysis and technical scouting for the Portuguese Football Federation, Ward being recommended for the role by a mutual friend of then national team head coach Carlos Queiroz. A move to Manchester City arose in November 2010, taking on the role of the club's South American scouting strategist before Liverpool secured his services in October 2012. Initially, he was appointed as the club's European scouting manager with a focus on Spain and Portugal, albeit with mixed results. The summer of 2013 seeing Sporting Lisbon defender Thiago Ilori arrive through the doors at Anfield, with Lazar Markovic being signed from Benfica the following year. Whilst neither of those quite hit the heights at Liverpool, in 2015, having already detailed his experience of working in South America, Ward is believed to have played his part in the signing of Roberto Firmino. So even prior to helping reshape Jurgen Klopp's current attacking options, he played his part in helping assemble the traditional front three. From here, Ward worked his way up, becoming Loan Pathways and Football Partnerships Manager in October 2015, a role where an emphasis is placed on developing young players at the club and looking to the future, helping nurture talent such as Harvey Elliott, playing a key role in his loan move to Blackburn Rovers, as well as bringing on others before being sold, such as Ryan Brewster, who Liverpool sold for £23 million to Sheffield United. But for the sake of this tale, we're interested in Ward's major area of expertise, the Portuguese market, which isn't only confined to transfer dealings. Ahead of the 2019 Champions League final with Tottenham Hotspur, he arranged for Benfica to play Liverpool in a training match as part of their preparations. The Portuguese side are understood to have adopted the same formation and tactical approach as Spurs, ensuring the Reds were fully prepared of what to expect in Madrid, and how those contacts with Benfica would come to use once more. Negotiating a deal for Darwin Nunez has been Ward's latest assignment, flying out to Portugal to hold face-to-face talks with senior Benfica officials in sporting director Rio Pedro Brás and president Rui Costa. Jurgen Klopp himself has been a long admirer of the Portuguese market, speaking in a press conference prior to facing Porto in last season's Champions League, explaining how it was a league capable of producing world-class talents prior to some of Europe's biggest clubs circling to take players away, which is exactly the role that Liverpool have inherited. Even prior to taking the reins from Michael Edwards, Ward outlined his acumen in leading in negotiations to sign Luis Diaz from Porto, again utilising his knowledge of the South American market along with his Portuguese contacts before replicating that once more to help conclude the deal to sign Darwin. His ability to network and negotiate have already outlined just why Ward was trusted by FSG to promote him into the top job in the recruitment team. Once it was confirmed Edwards was seeking a new challenge away from Anfield, Edwards himself adamant his successor would be a worthy replacement. Julian has been building up the skill set for this role for many years, and there are countless elements of his development that could be highlighted, none more so than his outstanding work he did in creating our loan department 6 years ago. It was during this period that he not only laid the groundwork for long-term progress that continues to provide significant benefit to players and the club, he also accelerated his learning on many aspects you deal with as a sporting director, the Reds' outgoing transfer chief told LiverpoolFC.com. Last year he took the role of assistant sporting director, and over the last 12 months he's been introduced to other facets of the role that are vital to its success. Again, Julian's elevation is wholly in keeping in what I believe to be a key factor of the Liverpool way, with promotion from within ensuring expertise, experience and institutional knowledge are all cherished in the way they should be.